commentary.
Cronje picking the gap right between the point and gully fieldsman. Went in the air, but not to hand. And taken at second slip. Very good delivery there from Paul Rifle. A bit of bounce, and once again that movement away from the right-hander. Hansi Cronje really doesn't cover off stump properly when he's playing back.
That was very well bowled once again by Paul Rifle. He's had a good morning here. Only taken the 1 wicket, but he has done very well with the ball. Wicket there for him. Away goes Hansi Cronje. And the score here at the WACA is 27 for the loss of a wicket.
Jonty Rhodes, the new man at the crease, is at the non-striker's end. About to go to the striker's end. In fact, he's not, because he's run 4. That's unbelievably good running from Jonty Rhodes. I don't think there was any way in the world he could get back for 4, but he's done it.
How can you run 4 for something that's gone down to deep mid-off at the WACA, which is actually the short part of the ground?
Beautifully hit. Now that is the long part of the ground, but it's going to reach the fence, so we're not going to see how many Jonty would run in that area. It's 1 for 37. This time Kirsten picks the gap, and it is very fast over there.
They're robbing themselves of runs here by hitting 4s. Definite chance of 5 there with these two.
The Mount Hospital, that's the Mount Hospital, and the news is that he has a depressed fracture of the cheek. Stephen Wall bowling now. Into the gap, that's well played. Good shot, straight down the ground. Certainly get themselves 2. They'll come back to the 3rd. Is it going to go to the fence? Yes, it is. Into the fence for 4. Fast outfielders. The run rate not really quite good enough at the moment. 3.47. South Africa struggling on this pitch. Well, that one's gone straight down the ground. He really got underneath it a little bit. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and into the fence. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. 9 runs off the over, and they're 1 for 66.
An enormous sigh of relief in the South African dressing room that the pace has gone off from this marsh end here at the WACA. Shane Warne come into the attack. He's been very successful not only in the test matches but in the one-day arena, which has surprised a few people.
In the air, and they hold it up. Is that out? Was it off the glove? And I think the indication there from Kirsten was that it may have hit him on the arm. Not that that really would matter to the umpire. He made his decision based on what he saw. Ball gets good running.
Gary Kirsten be well advised to give that late cut away, especially here at the WACA, that extra bounce. I think he's only asking for trouble, trying to play that late cut off Shane Warne. It is extra bounce here, and not a shot that's all that valuable, the WACA.
Oh, it's close. He's given him. I tell you what, I thought for a second he might have got home, but that missed us. What a good effort that was by Warren. Picked it up in the half volley, and that's brought a smile to Stephen Waugh's face. Missed the stumps. Very well picked up by Warren. He had the bows off in a flash. Let's have a look at it. I think it was close.
What makes this difficult is that throw on the half volley. Beautifully taken from Steve Waugh. Well short, Johnny Rhodes. That is a very, very valuable wicket for Australia. He's the man that could have caused a lot of trouble. 2 for 69.
Cullinan is down the non-striker's end. Warren's got him out 3 times. He's the new batsman.
Two for 85.
This is the attempted run out of Kirsten. Goes down the wicket. The ball doesn't go too far. Zura making a gallant effort there.
That's a good shot for 4. Gary Kirsten has clubbed that away down the ground through mid-on.
And David Boone at mid-on really gave that away. Didn't really make much of an effort. Certainly well timed, but David Boone at mid-on, very slow indeed. No commitment there at all. No dive, no nothing.
Once again, Gary Kirsten has done a great job for South Africa. A lot of nudging and pushing, 1 or 2 militant strokes as well, but he is there on 46 at the moment. 100 up for South Africa. No slip now for Warren Bonnick, the left-hander. He's still turning the ball quite sharply. Taylor has gone out to mid-wicket. For 106 at the moment. Cullinan swept Shane Warne perilously close to Jones, but I thought Jones was he'd come in at the ball, but he finished up going sideways. Might have raised an eyebrow, or even 2 from Shane Warne.
Oh, beautifully bowled. There's an edge there. We'll wait for the call from umpire Prue. 50 for Gary Kirsten.
Would have been stranded there, Gary Kirsten. Shane Warne letting out a hell of a yelp. A very well compiled 50. Kirsten, he's showing he's got plenty of ticker. Likes getting in behind him and giving it all whenever he's out there.
Bad ball, and it goes away for 4. Wait for the call. 4 off the bat, 6 off the over, 2 for 117. Errol Cohen must have been a pretty good touch today. He's a big hope for South Africa. Coming test match at the Adelaide Oval. He'll find some form in the one-day internationals. He's got that away nicely. Good pull shot in the gap. Damien Martin won't get that. 4 more. Too short, Damien Fleming.
He's really enjoying batting on the whacker here at the moment, Cullinan.
2 for 125. A very good partnership between Gary Kirsten and Darryl Cullinan, as Paul Rifle takes up the attack from the river end. It's in the air. There's a chance here. The fieldsman coming around. The 2 going for it. In she falls. Fly ball. Safe. Boone and McGrath looking. Not a lot of desperation there.
Well, those lucky ones lob right in between 3 fieldsmen converging on it. Joe Cullinan not getting this one as sweet as he did off Damien Fleming in the previous over. It was a little further pitched up.
30 of 35 is not good enough here. He needs a big score. And he's set, and the conditions are good.
Had enormous trouble with Shane Warne all summer. It's good to see he's obviously had a good think about that, because he's played Shane Warne very well today.
Well, that's an arrogant shot. He's not frightened to go for the pull shot, and that's good to see. The horizontal bat shot here in Perth gives great value if you're game enough to play it. 3 more. Paul Rifle going with the breeze, just not that short, but short enough for Cullinan to take him on. And now it's going to be Mark Waugh, the attack. Interesting spelling, Warne. 7 overs, no wicket for 22. In the air, chance of an out. Warne. Yes. Wicket square leg. Was there any call? No ball. No, it's a regulation out. Went for the pull shot. And once again, Cullinan getting out just when he appeared to be set. Good piece of bowling by Mark Waugh. It was short, and Warne did the rest. Interesting delivery, that.
Here we see a lot of this. Mark Waugh, change of pace a lot quicker than you think. Darryl Cullinan trying to drag that from way outside off stump over mid-wicket. Dangerous shot, good catch. Darryl Cullinan departs. 3 for 133.
Mark Waugh to Gary Kirsten. A big shout. He's got 2 in a row. First of all, off the short pitch delivery, they ran through, and the catch was taken by Warne. And the very next delivery, Gary Kirsten flashes, gets an edge. So Mark Waugh picks up 2 wickets and 2 deliveries.
Partnership breaker is struck again. Well wide of the off stump. Very healthy nick. Tanzura back in the match. 4 for 133.
Mark Waugh on a hat-trick. Richardson, the wicketkeeper, slashes and misses, nearly an edge. Oh, excitement here at the Wacker. It's all happening.
Now there's an opportunity for 2 here if they run hard. So that's broken the sequence of singles. South Africa now moving to 4 for 175. And in the commentary position, Sir Richard Hadley and Bill Laurie.
Big overs here. Got wickets in hand. They really have to do that, and that's safe. And it could be a run out. No confusion there. Richardson not keen to run. Callahan was on the move and probably a bit annoyed there with his partner. They really need to push on. Richardson on 24, Callahan on 14. Dropped in short again, Mark Waugh, and he was looking for the pull shot. Didn't time it. It's well fielded. Brilliant, brilliant. Could be a run out. Very close. Gone! Magnificent! Brilliant fielding by Steve Waugh. Backed up by his brother. That is A-grade cricket.
We're awfully excited, Bill, at that, but you're right. Absolutely superb fielding there. Well stopped by Steve Waugh. Just backward point, or really in almost a gully position. Certainly a well-struck shot. Steve Waugh, absolutely magnificent. Recovered so well. The 2 batsmen had sort of crossed, and brother Mark throws the stumps down. So that's a great combination with the Waugh brothers there. Big wicket too for the Australians to get. South Africa 5 for 175.
Richard Snell, the new batsman. And the 4s aren't coming. Just the singles. 3 runs and a wicket off the over. 5 for 176. Perfect day and a very good match. Warne to bowl his 9th over. That's a good shot. That's into the gap. That'll go possibly for 4. Rifle gives up the chase, and for once they find the gap between point and backward point.
Certainly a very neat shot there by Callahan. In fact, that's the first 4 in the last 10 overs that have been bowled, and this has been one of the problems for South Africa.
Goes for it in between the gap of Jones, and that's going to go all the way. Good shot. That's the way. Doesn't matter where you spin the ball at the top. If you put the bat on it, it'll go.
He was quite happy to hit against the spin. Played more the length than anything else. Found that gap quite nicely. Good boundary.
Got him. Beautifully bowled. No doubt about that. That's the deception and the brilliance of Shane Warne in the final over from the river end. He's got one through him, trying to cut, spun on, wrong and all the top spinner, and he was plumb.
Just a bit quicker too by Shane Warne. Certainly didn't spin. That looked to be the wrong one, the one that just comes back the other way from off to leg. And he was certainly very deceived trying to cut it as though it was the leg spinner. It moved back. Judged LBW 6 for 196.
Craig Matthews makes his way to the crease. That was a beautiful delivery from Shane Warne. Either the flipper or the wrong one. Doesn't matter much. He was plumb. He's gone. Stumped. Oh, beautiful bowling and good work by Tim Zura. Not trying to hit the ball, just walking into it, Craig Matthews. It's like a waltz with no music. He was cold.
A waltz with no music. Goodness gracious, an interesting way of describing that, but certainly beautifully bowled. It was the leg spinner. Look at that turn. That's well taken by Zura. He'll welcome that as far as his return to international cricket is concerned. He has kept very efficiently indeed. Matthews really deceived there. So he's gone for a duck. 7 for 196.
Barney de Villiers, that was beautifully bowled. The genuine leg spinner to a tail ender. He walked down the crease. He had no idea what was going on, Craig Matthews. Big crowd seeing Shane Warne at his best here at the Wacker today. Barney de Villiers. Beautiful spell of bowling. 10 overs, 2 for 36 for Shane Warne, 7 for 196. McGrath to bowl the final over to Richard Snell. It's got to be all swing here. They just cannot play a dot ball. South Africa must go for it. That's the way to start it. That's 4. Richard Snell with a good, clean hit. Good stuff.
So the 200 comes up.
It's well struck and almost a run out. Hits the umpire on the foot. Bill Sheehan from Victoria. That gives him the extra run because it doesn't allow Mark Waugh to get around quickly. Bill Sheehan, the full-time umpire, needed a bit of soccer in the winter. Now, well, 1 ball remaining. A very important ball. They're 206 for 7. So this is the final ball from McGrath, barring a no ball. Run rate 4.13. Must put back to ball. He does. It's a good hit. Mark Waugh defending. They'll go for 2. So a good over for Richard Snell. 12 runs off the over. So after 50 overs, at 7 for 208.
Something around about 220 or 225. In fact, they got 208 with a top score of 55 from Gary Kirsten. 34 for Cullinan. I thought he played well today. 41 balls. And for the Australians, Shane Warne was outstanding. A very good performance there. 10 overs, no maiden, 2 for 36. Mark Waugh came in, picked up the wickets needed by Mark Taylor, 2 for 26 from 7. And both McGrath and Rifle bowled very well early on. So South Africa, first of all, have to get a victory. They have to get 2 points out of this match. And in addition, they will need to bowl out the Australians in something around about 190 to 195 runs to get their net run rate up ahead of that of New Zealand. It won't be easy for the South Africans. Tony Greig is in the commentary box now, and alongside him is Sir Richard Hadley.
Boone on strike. Well fielded. He's a little jack in a box. Tell you what, he must have to grow some skin on those elbows of his.
Yes, and he's got a bad right hand as well.
Down the ground for 4. Slightly over pitched, and David Boone's been waiting for that one. Mid-off and mid-on are quite wide, and that outfield is very fast.
A very fine shot from David Boone there. A lot of pressure on the Australian batsman. Matthew Hayden having scored so many runs for Queensland, and the team to South Africa to be announced, no doubt, in the next few weeks after the next Test match at Adelaide.
Got that one away. Yes, he's been waiting for it. It's running away towards the boundary down at square leg. Into the fence it goes. So he's broken the shackles. Taylor, who's been bogged down there for a while, managed to get onto that short one, get it away square. That area is not covered. And so 4 runs to Taylor's total. Someone who is always conscious of having to get the scoreboard moving is Bill Laurie. He's in the commentary box now, and with him is Simon O'Donnell.
Someone who's been here since the start this morning, Bill, and we're lucky enough to have a very special guest with us, and I know you're very interested because you're one of the band's most famous followers. We've got Tim Ferriss from In Excess with us, and Tim, first time in the cricket commentary?
Mate, yeah, I've never used one of these things before. It's a little like shaving, to be honest, but it's quite comfortable.
He's gone. Tim, you've got your first wicket on television. Good
I'm not
catch
too happy
there.
either.
Going to second set, Boone's out. A very good ball from Snell. A bit of lift there, and they've finally broken through South Africa. McMillan taking the catch. It's 1 for 22. David Boone departs, and that's a breakthrough that the South Africans badly needed. Just a little fend away there. Good pair of hands. And Richard Snell doing the job for South Africa here at the Wacker.
He definitely got that ball to do a bit, Richard Snell. David Boone departs for 11. Crucial. 1 for 22.
Dean Jones coming out to a tremendous ovation, but he wasn't walking out so quickly today. He knows that this is a very important partnership between him and Captain Mark Taylor.
12 overs gone. The Australians have just lost the 1 wicket.
Shot.
Mark Taylor classic, loves them there. Tim, what did you think?
I think that'll do his confidence a lot of good.
Can you please
And mine.
expand?
And mine. At least he didn't get out before I left the commentary box.
Well, on that note,
Yes, I'll touch some willow, I think.
before we, you've already taken 1 Australian wicket yourself. We won't give you the opportunity to take another. Oh, you
Thank
nearly
you,
did.
Simon.
And Tim, thanks for coming up.
Thank you, guys.
And all the best with the tour, and I hope all goes well, and we'll see you in another capital city very soon.
Yes, hopefully Melbourne, the final. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Tim. It's well driven. Not quite off the meat of the bat, but very fast outfield. Hansi Cronje putting in the big ones. It's going to be very close. 4 runs. 11 off the over. It's 1 for 36. Ian Chappell and Richie Benaud take over the commentary.
Craig Matthews is the bowler from the members' end. That's not going to be at all popular. An unnecessary throw at the stumps. There's no way in the world they could have run out Taylor. And it just meant an extra run. Just out of the reach of the man at mid-wicket. Now this will be a relay throw. It'll be all right. Jones is quick enough to beat any relay, even if Jonty Rhodes is involved. Just a little touch of looseness coming into the South African play at the moment. 1 for 45 Australia, South Africa 1 for 55 at the same stage. South Africans made 208. There's a good shot from Mark Taylor. It's not quite in flowing form yet, but that's close enough to it, with the ball racing away and gathering pace through the extra cover region. Gone. Outside edge. That's why Snell is such a handy man. He can be expensive, but he gets wickets. He bowls good leg cutters and away cutters. And that was the one that just left Mark Taylor a fraction. Found the outside edge, and Richardson has taken the catch. A valuable wicket for the South Africans. Drinks coming out on the field now. Taylor out for 29. It's 2 for 49.
When you need to know exactly what's happening, rely on National 9 News, nightly at 6.
Cable's Water Ski Park. Great fun for the whole family in a clean, controlled environment. Giant water slides and heaps of things to do. Pools, picnics and playing games.
Needing 209 to win. Richard Snell is the man who's done the damage. A good attacking bowler. Can give runs away because he's attacking with just about every ball. Trying to bowl leg cutters most of the time, ripping his fingers across the top of the ball. And he's now bowling to Mark Waugh. .50 up for the Australians. 2 for 57 and 19 overs have gone, so it's a bit of a struggle at the moment. Craig Matthews is the bowler. Gone, safely caught. And the Australians are in trouble. Matthews has done it. He's broken through and picked up the wicket of Dean Jones. McMillan on as a sub-fielder for Peter Kirsten. At a very, very safe pair of hands.
Dean Jones gave him the charge there. And the thick edge going straight to McMillan. He made that catch look very easy. And a delighted bowler, Craig Matthews, has picked up the 3rd Australian wicket. It's 3 for 57. Maybe the thought might be there to give Donald a couple of overs at Steve Waugh, first at the when he's just arrived at the crease.
The Raw was for a close shave there for the Australian batsman. 3 for 57. And the bowler is Richard Snell. He's bowling from the river end. Oh, great stuff. He's good, isn't he?
I tell you what, if he hadn't have been a cricketer, he could easily have been a soccer goalie. He covered the territory extremely well there with that dive. Something headed for the top corner of the net, but not with Jonty there.
He wrong-footed himself there a bit.
Second slip in now with Steve Waugh on strike.
That's a good shot for 4. Anything that gets through the infield has a very good chance of going for 4. Doesn't always happen. But anything that's timed as well as that will certainly go.
Steve Waugh knew where it was headed from the moment he hit it. Didn't bother to run.
The run rate is just below what the South Africans need at the moment. And it's a real struggle for the Australians at the moment. Here's Tony Greig, and with him is Simon O'Donnell.
Nice gentle mediums, Dave Callahan. Little outswingers. He'll bowl those, the assistants, the Fremantle doctor. Doesn't come the usual pace. That went at pace. 4.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. He really did smash that one. A few arms going up onto the hips there. I think they perhaps thought there should have been a dive attempted down there.
Yep.
It's a quicker one. Comfortably dealt with. We've got a slip in position now. So there's a slip there and 3 men on the offside. Got him! Yes, he's got him. What a good performance that was. They put the slip in and he is struck again. Callahan bowling that quicker one just outside off stump, hit the edge of the bat. Boy, did they need that wicket.
It was the change of pace that did him. He's really mixed his pace up well, Dave Callahan, and he's reaped the reward. Very safe hands, Brian McMillan. The Australians lose a very, very crucial wicket. Very crucial time also. 4 for 92.
Damien Martin, the new batsman, down the non-striker's end. Well bowled. Waugh's got that one away again. He'll be looking for 2. So it's over to Martin now. Oh, and that one beats the edge. That's exactly the one that he's going to produce every now and again. A straight delivery. Good over there from the South African captain. 4 for 93. Got him! Caught behind. Yes, off you go. Out caught behind. Callahan's done it again. The South Africans are right back in the action here. Callahan once again picking up 2 wickets. Boy, when it matters, he turns it on.
I'm not sure if I'm happy with him turning it on today, but by gee, he is. Beautiful little outswinger. Steve Waugh committed to the shot. Couldn't pull out of it. Simple regulation catch to Dave Richardson. Of course you should be happy. Deserved to be. Australia 5 for 93.
Well, guess who? Another Western Australian, Tim Zura, wandering out there. And boy, they're out of their seats. This is it, as far as they're concerned.
Western Australia versus South Africa.
This is just for the last ball. And it's well left. Good over for South Africa this time. 5 for 93. Once again, Cronje continuing with those little in-swingers. Take up the commentary now. Bill Laurie and Sir Richard Hadley.
Got him. There goes another wicket. Martin out for a duck, slashing it a wide delivery. Hansie Cronje cannot believe his luck. And really, Australia now are on the back foot. A tremendous performance by the South Africans. They've picked up the Waugh brothers and Damien Martin for a handful of runs. The makeshift bowlers doing the damage.
It was certainly a poor shot by Martin. Really, he'd know the Wacker pitch better than anyone else. But Cronje absolutely delighted. All the South Africans are. They're back here in a fighting spirit at the moment. So Martin's gone for a duck. Australia in trouble at 6 for 93.
34 overs, Australia 6 for 98, struggling here at the Wacker against a very good South African attack as Donald comes back into the attack. So Hansie Cronje going for the kill. Well bowled, hitting the bat hard. He waits as he hits the stumps. He's gone. Johnny's got it. Misses. He's out by yards. And the man at mid-on, if he could have made the stumps, had the chance of taking the bars off. Really, he just stood there in a defensive position, Richard Snell, but he probably had time to get to the stumps. And we'll watch here, Zuru gave up. It's in the air. The man at deep point, just the single, brings up the 100. Yes, I'm sure Mike Proctor, the South African coach, would be watching Richard Snell there, who's bowled very well, but he was on the back foot and he just waited as a defensive position for the throw. There's hesitation. There's hesitation from Rifle. And there's the pickup. Johnny Rhodes had a show, but look at Snell. He's already down on his haunches, just defending it. Didn't miss by much either. Tempered Yorker, and it's through. Good shot. Just hammered that into the ground. There's two chasing, but it'll be fought. 8 off the over. Very good comeback. 6 for 106. It's nicely played into the gap. Full Rifle. Got 2. Coming back to the 3rd. That's good running. Big shout. He's got him. Zura's judged LBW to De Villiers. The crowd booing here. Disappointed Zura, but that's the wicket they needed. It's now 7 for 109. Barney De Villiers at the right time picking up another wicket.
Yes, the wickets are coming all too quickly now for the South Africans. Well, I'm not so sure that's a very good decision at all. Looked a little bit high. Might have been a bit leg side. De Villiers has got the one that he wants. Zura's not happy. Australia lose their 7th wicket at 109.
Shane Warne joins Paul Rifle at 7 for 109. Tim Zura judged LBW to Barney De Villiers. The umpire Bill Sheehan. There's the hook shot. A man there. No ball. Well, he got it right this time, Terry Prue. He was onto that one. Called no ball for the bouncer.
They're certainly competing, the South Africans, no doubt about that. Well, it was a marginal one again, I think, Bill. I don't think there's a lot of consistency in the shorter pitch deliveries.
Well bowled. Chance for a run out. It's gone, is it? There's a photo finish. Bill Sheehan going for the replay. Warren's not quick, but he seemed to be very close that time. He made the big lunge. Mix up between Rifle and Warren, and Jonty Rhodes was in quickly.
There's been a lot of chaos running between the wickets here. That's out.
Yes, goodbye Shane Warne, I'm afraid. Good piece of fielding. I don't think it was Jonty Rhodes, but it was a good direct throw. We're waiting. 28,223 people waiting for the lights. Here's the throw. Where does it hit? Bang. Out. Well, we're still waiting. There goes Shane Warne. Run out for one. It's 8 for 110, and the third replay proving very valuable and correct here at the WACA. Damien Fleming on debut, making his way to the wicket, but the South Africans right on top.
And it hasn't been a good couple of weeks for the Australian batsman with the second innings of the Test in Sydney. Now a couple of batting collapses in the one-day games.
95 from 75 balls needed. And the 2 wickets in hand. Wonderful appeal. But sadly, for the blood pressure of the main participant out there, not to be given.
Damien Fleming, that ball definitely thumped into the pad first before it bounced up onto the bat. Don't think Farney is a happy man at the moment, but I think he should just look at it this way, that he's had 2 LBW appeals. He probably should have